So these oats were planted early May, actually May 10th, before the rain started. Field conditions are pretty solid now. We're not making any marks at all. The ground is firm. We're able to get across this field pretty fast in what looks to be a pretty strong yield. It's going to be hard to say, but this stand is tall, really no weeds to speak of. We had quite a bit of rain in late May through June, and I think that helped these oats spring up ahead of the weeds, and that's why we're so weed free. But this is a high field and a good field, so I think our yield is going to be pretty solid. Good morning. Welcome back to Rolling Hills Farm. Dave here. You can see I'm in the barn, and over my shoulder is seed that is scheduled for the fields we'll plant this year. These are bags of oats that we cleaned and bagged last year for seed, but we'll need to buy additional new seed to cover all the ground we've got plowed and ready for planting. And we're going to choose the Dion variety again. All of this seed was from Dion that we bought a couple of years ago, and we found this to be a very good variety for us. A high test weight and good bushels per acre, plus a very tall and durable straw, which really is more of our income comes from straw than oats. People ask me all the time, can you make money raising oats in northern Minnesota? And I always smile and say, well, no, not really. But in fact, and when we look at our track record using our little old equipment, this $3,500 1978 combine and our $500 12-foot seeder, well, we really don't have a lot of money invested in the equipment that we use for small grain. And in fact, when you look at our track record over the past 25 years, small acreage, we actually are making money. We combined 14 acres last year. Some years we do up to 20. We use oats as a nurse crop to replant our hay fields that have worn out. Using old equipment too small or too old for modern farms keeps our costs very low. In addition, we clean some of the oats harvested each year to use as future seed, reducing that cost substantially. So this is our antique fanning mill. We store it here in the shop so it stays out of the weather. And I'm actually working this week on a new, more efficient system for bagging grain that we clean for future seed. It involves this old splitter that came off of granary. It's going to be modified to fit our system with an auger, and it allows you to put bags on each side. I'm going to mount it on a wooden frame, and so you can be filling one bag and removing another one. This handle flips the grain flow left and right to the individual bags. It'll just increase efficiency of bagging grain. I'll have that fabricated in the next couple of days, and it'll be ready for use this fall. So it's this style of repairing old equipment, or in this case, reimagining old equipment for new uses, that helps keep our small grain operation profitable. So how profitable is it? Well, let's look at the numbers. We typically harvest about 50 bushels an acre of oats. By the way, we've gotten as high as 90. And then we bale about 22 square bales per acre of straw. All of this varies based on weather, but the earlier you plant, the better your yield. And quality matters too. Swathing early and drying in a windrow is risky in our Lake Superior influenced weather, but it increases test weight, decreases moisture in the sample, and increases the price you get at the elevator. Selling oats and straw yields about $333 an acre, so that's our revenue. Expenses are a little more complicated. Fuel for tillage and harvest is about $50 an acre. Seed, another $25 an acre. Equipment costs, repairs, depreciation, well, that's hard to estimate with our cheap legacy gear. Spray, $0 for us. Land rent, $0 for us. Fertilizer, lime can be $18 an acre, depending on if we need lime. Crop insurance, about $6 an acre. So for us, expenses are roughly $100 an acre, which we can reduce by cleaning our own seed. So that puts profit for oats for us at about $245 an acre. And here is where farming gets interesting. See, with 10 acres, you're only looking at $2,400. 20 acres are typical size, under $5,000. You really need about 100 acres, $24,000, to make a significant contribution to the farm, and with weather luck and a higher yield, it could double that. But remember at the beginning, I said oats serve as a nurse crop for reseeding our hay fields, and of course that's the greatest value of planting oats. Plus, we take tons of feed each year to finish our steers and feed our young animals, much more valuable than the cash we receive if we sold those oats at the grain elevator. You can see some of that grain still piled in our grain bin. We haven't used it all. It'll help us to begin feeding out the steers for next year's slaughter. The University of Minnesota is encouraging farmers across the state to get into raising more oats instead of corn and soybeans as kind of a way to diversify their income. In fact, there's a huge food or oat processing plant under construction right now down in Albert Lea, Minnesota, in southern Minnesota, that will be processing food grade oats and paying double the price that we get at our local elevator. It's another intriguing business opportunity. Who knows, maybe in the future. But for us here on Rolling Hills Farm, for now, we're going to continue to raise oats the way we've been doing it for the last 20 years, making a little bit of money, having some fun with old equipment like this. I hope this was interesting to you. I hope it gives you an idea of something that you can do on your small farm. And who knows? Put it in the comments if you decide you like what you see. Thanks for watching. It's getting pretty close to seeding time. We'll be back very soon putting oats in the ground. We'll see you then.